Hello, future toppers. My name is Santosh Gupta and I am Prelims Coordinator at Civilsdaily. I have scored 130 plus in all my prelims attempts, and that helped me clear prelims each time. Now, around 10 months is left for prelims 2023. Is it too early to prepare for the prelims or it's already late? Let me share you some of the ideas and techniques that helped me score 130 plus in each time. And if you want to get some of the notes and materials directly from me, please fill the form that is given in the description. So moving on, are you the student who have not been able to clear prelims 2022? Are you disappointed? या फिर वैसे जो 80s में स्कोर बार बार कर रहे हैं, like you are not able to clear getting 100 plus or even 90s? But let me tell you one thing, my friend. You know about Lionel Messi. He is one of the best footballer in the world, and yet he claims his overnight success to getting up early, staying up late, day after day, year after year. And it took him 17 years and 114 days to become an overnight success that we know of him. So there is no easy way out. And if you are thinking कि अभी प्रीलिम्स में बहुत टाइम है एंड आई विल स्टार्ट प्रिपेयरिंग जब वो माहौल बन जाएगा, तो ऐसा टाइम कभी नहीं आता है. तो इसीलिए अभी टाइम है कि आप प्रीलिम्स के लिए शुरू करें. क्यों? फर्स्ट, अगर देखें तो कोई भी एग्जाम चाहे प्रीलिम्स हो, यू नीड टू हैव 5 थिंग्स इन योर माइंड. टाइम. As of now, you have lots of time, but time is also relative, you know that. Priority. Okay, you can have a balanced priority between prelims and mains. Efforts. It has to be optimal. If you are putting too much effort and not coming anything, that is bad also. But if you are putting not extra effort, not required effort, then that is waste also. Then guidance. You have to have right guidance. And also the approach, it has to be right, because prelims does not get clear if you do not follow a approach that is the demand of the exam. So it is the time that you prepare, you train like Messi for the overnight success that you will have in the prelims or the mains, or let's say finally when you become IAS. And it is like with the toppers also. When they say they have cleared this in the first attempt, it is not the few months that they have studied or prepared. They have been training for this for years. Now, one of my students that I have got a testimonial, he has been very not been able to qualify for prelims for last 2 attempts, but he followed certain approach with me, like follow 1 minute rule, less than 15 minutes, and all these helped him to clear prelims after 2 failed attempts. So I think right approach definitely help. Time you have to set your priority right and put optimal efforts, and seek a proper guidance also, a mentorship kind of guidance also, so that you get your success. Now, how to manage time? Since you have a like 10-month time, so I think 4 to 5 hours daily for the prelims, that should suffice. But you have to use it optimally in between studying something that you have not done yet. Revision in a proper format, like rolling revision. What do you mean by rolling revision? Suppose today you are reading chapter 1. Tomorrow you will read chapter 2, but revise chapter 1 also. A day after tomorrow you will read chapter 3 and revise chapter 1 and chapter 2. It's like a rolling motion. You are revising everything and yet reading new things, so that you never forget what you have studied earlier. Then give mock tests. That is most important, because many of you, I will say most of you, push it for the last moments, that okay, last में 100 mock test लगा लेंगे and then I am like God. तो ये work नहीं करता है. And also the most important thing that many of you forget is analysis of the mock test. Without analyzing it, without knowing your faults, nothing will help you. Mock test is not going to help you. You are not analyzing it, how and where you are making mistakes and how you can improve it. If you are making 35 mistakes in the entire prelims paper, then you are never going to qualify. So you have to bring it back to 15, 20 that that the student has done. So that is the way, and that you have to learn. Now, avoid haphazard preparation. Like, you prepare, I understand that you are doing lots of efforts, you are doing hard work, you are probably giving 100% also, but it is in a systematic manner? Is it haphazard? If it is haphazard, that is leading to nowhere. Now, of how one should avoid haphazard preparation. So of course, sabhi bolte, like all toppers, all teachers, they will say ncrt padho bhai, ncrt padho. 6 to 12, some of them will suggest, but I say that is waste of time. 6 to 12, you are not supposed to read every 6, 8, 10 and 12. They are repeating the content. 9, 11, like they are repeating the content. So I think 11th and 12th level ncrt would be more than enough if you combine with the standard books that you are supposed to follow. Let's say polity. So polity, you have ncrt political theory 1 and 2 in 9 and 10th. Then Lakshmikant book, a standard, that is more than enough for polity. Then you have history, only ncrt for ancient and medieval, or you can refer Tamil Nadu ncrt book. Then a spectrum for modern India. I think that would be more than enough. Geography, 11th and 12th ncrt, you have 4 ncrt there along with gc Leong. I think that would be more than enough. Environment, you can follow one source like NIOS or Shankar IAS, that's up to you. I think that will be enough. You combine with current affair. Now economy, you have one bulky book Ramesh Singh that you can refer, or you can refer then budget and survey. I think that would be more than enough. So you don't actually have to study all 6 to 12. If you have been doing and failing each time, you are not able to make notes and you are not able to revise them also, so that's not, you have to do it. Science tech basics you have to cover, and if you are from science background, that's also not required. Then current affairs for 1 or 2 years, I think that would be more than enough for science tech. Now, coming to current affairs, many of you are confused about where, how much detail, what kind of current affair you should know. So one thing I would say, I think no need to cover more than 2 years, or the moment you start preparing, you may start preparing for the current affair also. No need to overdo, do not have to do everything cover under the sun. You don't have to join bulky classes to cover entire current affair daily 3 hours also. I think half an hour or maybe 1 hour daily for current affair will be more than enough. One source or one magazine enough. You can visit civilsdaily.com, daily current affair updated in 4 to 5 articles, so that will help you cover it. There is no need to read everything from a compilation annually or monthly basis in a bulky format. They are not asking current affair all the time. There is a need to not memorize news or factors, but understand what could be asked in UPSC, what is the requirement of the exam, something where you cannot make for a statement out of that news article that can never be asked. So it has to be important to nation, society, in general, and by concept wise. Then only in UPSC it will be asked. So there you have to judge each news article, each news current affairs, that whether you should be studying it or not. Now, conceptual clarity. See, you have to study static, you have to revise them, you have to study current affair, and you have to revise them. But how to build the conceptual clarity? Because without it, you are not going to able to solve the question paper. Because UPSC wants to not have you a total understanding of the topic, but use the logical mind also. So let me explain with the difference between memory, knowledge, and understanding. If you remember what is the sedition law, so that is your memory. But what are the provisions of the sedition law, where they have been applicable, why Tilak and Gandhi went to jail, and what is the issue, that is your knowledge. Then what is understanding, how sedition law is in the conflict with the fundamental rights, and how they in general have a chilling effect on the freedom of speech and expression. So that is your understanding, and UPSC would ask a question that will test your understanding. So you have to build the understanding topic by topic, syllabus by syllabus, books by books, that you have to do. And in the last, learn to solve the question. See, if you have covered the syllabus, if you have either memorized or done the study, it is not enough. It is only 30%, I would say, to solve the question. You might be able to do the 30% question correctly. Rest 30% that you would attempt, it's going to be wrong if you have not learned to solve the question. And many of you are in this boat, like you have studied, and you are, when you are going to actual exam, you are making 50 correct and 35 incorrect, or at the worst 35 correct, 35 incorrect, because you have not learned to solve the questions logically. You are doing hit and trial, like okay, ये तो मैंने पढ़ा था and this looks like correct. It has to go from your mind. You have to have used the logic, and let understand the logic. They are fact based logic, like okay, GDP is increasing, GDP is declining, tax to GDP ratio is what. So based on that, you can answer certain question which is based on a certain fact. So you have to organize that fact in your mind. Then understanding base, like I mentioned, sedition law, or what is the role of IMF, because it is like more like a foreign exchange crisis comes, then IMF come into play, and World Bank comes into play when you have a development needs. So you can answer questions that are based on them, and if you are not sure, then you can use the fundamental understanding of a certain topic to solve the question. So that is the understanding based logic. Now blind logic, it works in certain type of questions, and very few questions where there is no clear logic, yet you are able to get the questions correct by following certain rule of thumb. Now that I call is a blind logic. But what happens that many of the parents not able to focus on fact based or understanding based logic, but go for the blind logic that is often promoted as a sure sort to prelims. So what they do is that year on year they keep trying to master the blind logic, those extreme elimination techniques, and that way every time they UPSC defeat you. That they every time they frame questions that is difficult different than you thought. So let's understand this last two by example. Now there was a question this year prelims about the Vietnam. Now many of you would be thinking, अरे Vietnam के बारे में इतना कौन पढ़ता है, like how you could solve this kind of very dedicated, very detailed question on Vietnam. We barely are able to locate Vietnam in the Southeast Asia map. We have very brief idea about their history, Ho Chi Minh and all that. But how you can solve question that is based on the current facts? But here comes the role of the your logic based on the understanding. Now read the options. Vietnam has been one of the fastest growing economies in the world in the recent years. So that is true. One of the fastest, even 2% is one of the fastest, 3% is one of the fastest, 10% is one of the fastest. So first is naturally true. Vietnam is led by multi-party political system. Now if you have general idea about the communist system in the world, that which countries were influenced by the communist party, and communist party system does not allow multi-party political system, and Vietnam was one of the country where communism came. So it cannot be true. Vietnam economic growth is linked to its integration with global supply chains and focus on exports. So that is true. Like every economic growth is linked to this only. Now, in case of Bangladesh, in case of India, in case of Singapore and other. So three could be true. Now for a long time, Vietnam low labor cost and stable exchange rates have attracted global manufacture. So where you get the global manufacture, where you get the low labor cost or stable exchange, like India, Bangladesh, Vietnam. Now Vietnam has the most productive e-service sector in the Indo-Pacific region. Now use the logic. It says most. So in the same region you have Malaysia, you have Singapore, and if it is the chance, they would have the most productive, not Vietnam. So I would immediately say 1 and 5 will not be true. So so I will say 2 and 5 is not true. So 1, 3, and 4 is true. So this is the question that is checking your fundamental understanding of the economic and political system of the world. It is not a very difficult question. In fact, it is one of the easiest question. Now let's take one question that is based on a blind logical method, like one somewhere you can say elimination technique. Now India's Sanitation Coalition is a platform to promote sustainable sanitation and is funded by Government of India and WHO. Now how you can know? There are three keywords: sanitation coalition, then Government of India and WHO. They have very different rule. WHO has very different role in promoting sanitation. So if you go for blind logic, like two organization is there and they are most certainly not true. So first, this blind logic is not true. Second, National Institute of Urban Affairs is an apex body of Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs in Government of India and promotes innovative solutions to address challenges of urban India. So that looks normally true. So if I have to answer this question, then I would say, okay, first is wrong and second is true. Though even I am not sure, I am using the blind logic. But that is what happens to the aspirants. In the normal question where you are supposed to use your understanding and solve the question correctly, you are trying to go for the blind logic. So only in few questions it might work and you do not have to run after it. It will come naturally if you mastered fact-based and understanding-based logic. Now, to understand, to have a proper guidance, to cover the syllabus, to everything, I have launched this Smash Prelims 2023 for Prelims 23, which covers all the things that I have discussed. Test 44 test, 14 basics, 8 advanced, 6 current, 10 full test. So you have enough test that will cover each and every aspect of syllabus twice or thrice, so that you can test yourself where you are weak, where you are strong. Now mentorship, there will be one-to-one mentorship, and I will also be the mentors for those who enroll for first 50 students. Then weekly Zoom call session with me. There you can ask any doubt, you can discuss any of the issues that we are facing. 2 years of current affair that will be covered by the eminent faculty of Civilsdaily. Value addition classes notes that you missed out in normal course of preparation, suppose in science tech, environment, IR, even in the polity, where you need to have value addition classes that will be provided in a weekly classes. Strategy question solving session that I have kept as is like a trump card. So where you can understand how to solve the question, how to use the fact based, understanding based, and uh, this blind logic also at times to get the maximum score like 130, 140 that like I got. So my focus here will be first to develop your conceptual understanding. Second, you learn to solve the test, the question, and also you orient your preparation at this stage, so that you have no conflict with your mains preparation, or also you can prepare your prelims very smoothly. So I welcome all of you to join this Smash Prelims 2023 to clear Prelims 2023, and these are the steps we are going to follow in the Smash Prelims. Revision through small targets that we will give you. Then make sure you make short notes also, so that it makes revision quicker. Then attempt previous year question and also discuss through live classes. Then attempt the test following the logic that I have discussed. Analyze the test also based on factual, conceptual, analytical approach, so that you rectify your mistakes in the real time and don't have to worry in the exam situation. Then revise the mistakes of topic, so it creates a feedback loop where you gradually improve over the time. Then talk to mentor, talk to me, so that you correct all the issues that you are facing. So I welcome all of you to Smash Prelims. Please fill the form that is given there to connect with me. And if you have any doubts related to program that you can discuss, or in general if you want to talk to me or a mentor, you can fill the form that is given in the description. So Prelims 2020 we had similar program, and you can see also many of the students they have qualified. And in this programs you have like 8 times to qualify than UPSC normal results. Like 1%, less than 1% in UPSC prelims they qualify, but you have here 8 times chance to qualify the prelims. And these are the outcomes. You can see students they have messaged me and they are expressing their gratitude. So I welcome you to join Smash Prelim 2023 to score 120 plus in prelims. And remember, success is no accident, and you can only become a IAS if you prepare day by day, every day, and in a proper manner, like the Lionel Messi, and he had proven himself. Like you can also prove yourself. So thank you, and see you when you meet me.